And that's one of the elements that I often see happening where we create an unsafe environment is with the fixing behavior. And fixing behavior is something that a lot of managers tend to do. For example, you are a project manager and you work with your team on a really important project, and one of the team members is showing dysfunctional behavior. Things are not getting done. What we often see happening is that the project manager or a team manager will step in and fix the problem. We will either take it away from the team, or we say we'll fix it. We'll get somebody in there, or we take that person out of the team, or we're going to change deadlines. We often are really, really focused on fixing the situation. And that is perfect, normal human behavior. We love solving problems. As a servant leader, it can be extremely dangerous and toxic if you keep fixing the situation in your team. So I often help my group of leaders with actually understanding to not fix it and sometimes let it happen. Because the only way that it helps for people to start understanding how they can change their behavior is when they see they can be either benefiting from different behavior, or they can do what people love to do the most, and that is fixing problems. And what I see, for example, in my organization, it happens on all sorts of levels. So my organization at the moment, and many of them are looking for talent. And it is a tough thing to do at the moment, because in New Zealand, everything is shut down border-wise, so no people are coming in. And we're running out of talent within the current population. If we do find talent, whether it's here in New Zealand or in the US or in Europe, when we find the talent, we often do something really weird. We hire really smart people, and as soon as they start, we treat them really stupid. And this is what I see in the fixing behavior a lot. So I see, for example, managers hiring really smart people, talking about them like, wow, I've now hired a great talent. And then day 2 goes in, here is a list. This is how you need to do your work. If you're not succeeding, then I will tell you by Excel sheets and everything else. And you need to start focusing on getting success. We start to treat them stupid. And I don't mean it in a really demeaning way. But if you hire smart people, their thinking is often a bit different. They need to have lots of space to think about solutions, especially if you find yourself in a really complex industry like I am in. You need to start looking at them and see how talented they are, but treat them like they're the talent as well. How that is combined with the fixing behavior is that it is sometimes more helpful to understand what your fixing behavior does. So if you keep fixing situations for your team, if you keep away the pain, if you keep away the problems, if you keep away communication or whatever it is that the team actually either has created themselves or actually need to deal with it themselves, if you keep leaving that out of the equation for them, it makes people lazy. And as soon as people feel like there is somebody else who is paying attention to this, they will stop paying attention to this. For example, I work with a lot of different teams. And at the moment, before I was looking at new ways of working and changing setups in teams, the traditional setup of the organization was really layered into different capability teams. So we had a DevOps team and we had a few apps teams. What happened is that management decided that all those different capabilities needed to be separate and standalone teams. Because if we put them together, it would be way too complex. Nobody would get it. The people didn't get it. So we need to make sure that everyone still feels okay. So we take them all away, all apart. We make individual teams out of it. And what happened is that the teams got lazy. They built their own piece of the system, but they had dependencies with other teams. But they pretty much said, we've done our bit. If it doesn't work on the system, then some other team can be paying attention to that. It has nothing to do that people that work in the organization don't find it necessary to look at the whole system or don't see that they are accountable for the whole system. Management was taking away paying for those teams, and therefore they had the opportunity to sit back, become a bit more lazy, as in paying less attention to their things around it. As a servant leader, it is really important to sometimes let it happen, to create that pain for your team, to start giving them the lesson to learn how they can help themselves out of that situation. So if you let people experience the awesomeness of solving a problem, you will see that it will guide the teams into becoming more high performance without you as a leader giving the tools, giving the guidance, or giving the answers how to do that. It is an extremely important thing to be aware that you're there from a serving point of view and not on a fixing point of view. A tool that I often use, and how you do it, I will explain a bit on how you can do it, but it speaks for itself, and don't go overboard with making the perfect answer. But I often use this maturity model.